Welcome to This Explainer. Have you ever caught your cat staring at you with this intense look that feels, well, kind of like a silent accusation? Or maybe they're following you around the house like a tiny, furry shadow? Today, we're diving deep into the secret emotional world of felines. We're going to decode those subtle cries for help so you can recognize them long before they turn into actual debilitating stress. Now, if you've been wondering why your once super calm companion is suddenly waking you up at 3 a.m., or why they decide to absolutely destroy your favorite sofa the exact second you leave the house, you're definitely not alone. It's so easy to get frustrated by this, right? But I want us to reframe these moments, these little frustrations. They're actually vital clues to a much bigger mystery. You might just be missing the subtle cries for help from a genuinely lonely heart. Okay, let's dive into section 1. The independent cat myth. For years, society has told us this very specific story, right? That cats are these aloof, fiercely independent hunters who just prefer their own company. But as it turns out, science shows a stark contrast. The reality hidden behind those mysterious eyes is that cats are actually deeply, deeply social creatures. And because they form such incredibly strong social bonds with us, they're actually highly prone to experiencing profound feelings of isolation whenever they're left alone. Moving right along to section 2, physical signs of stress. So let's act like detectives for a second and look at the physical clues of loneliness. One of the absolute most common yet completely misunderstood red flags is excessive grooming. You might notice your cat licking themselves so much that they literally create visible bald patches, usually right on their belly or down their legs. Now, it's absolutely crucial to understand that this obsessive behavior isn't just about hygiene. It's a direct physical response to the deafening silence of an empty house. You see, the act of licking actually releases endorphins, which gives them a temporary chemical sense of relief from that isolation. In other words, this excessive grooming is a self-soothing mechanism. It's a coping behavior. To really wrap our heads around this and build some empathy for what your cat is going through, think about how a person might bite their nails when they're feeling, incredibly anxious, stressed, or neglected. Your cat is doing the exact same thing. If you see them becoming so obsessed with cleaning that it's actually causing skin irritation, they are simply trying to comfort themselves. And that brings us to a pretty powerful psychological truth. Even being scolded is better than being ignored. When your cat becomes uncharacteristically destructive, like maybe they're suddenly knocking glasses off the counter or totally shredding your living room curtains, it's not out of spite. This isn't quote-unquote bad behavior. It's literally a desperate plea for your attention. Because in a cat's mind, a negative interaction is still an interaction. This takes us to section 3, shifts in energy levels. Feline loneliness often manifests in two absolute extremes. On one hand, you might see a total loss of appetite and extreme lethargy. And we're talking about sleeping not because they're tired, but to basically escape a reality that just feels way too quiet. On the flip side, you might see a sudden obsession with food, using it as their only remaining source of pleasure, paired with just wild destructiveness. They are two total opposites, but both are glaring red flags we need to watch out for. And this brilliantly illustrates section 4, the reunion red flags. Now pay super close attention to how they act the exact moment you get home. You might see what I like to call a velcro-like attachment to your ankles. They're sticking to you, maybe even tripping you up the second you walk through the front door. You might also hear these long, mournful meows that sound completely different from their usual light little feed me chirps. We really need to reframe this. This isn't just a warm, affectionate welcome. These dramatic vocalizations and clingy actions are actually indicators of severe separation anxiety. They're basically telling you that the few hours you spent away felt like an absolute eternity to them. Which brings us to section 5, how to cure loneliness. Now, if you're recognizing any of these silent cries for help in your own cat, don't panic. You can start bridging the gap right now with a couple of easy steps. First, just leave a piece of your clothing, something that really smells like you, right on their favorite chair when you leave. That familiar scent provides immense psychological comfort. Second, invest in some interactive puzzle toys. These are fantastic because they keep their active minds stimulated and focus on a fun task rather than fixating on the empty house. Truly, small changes like these can drastically improve their emotional well-being. I want to leave you all with this final thought. To them, you are the entire world. Understanding this subtle language of feline loneliness doesn't just make you a better owner. It strengthens that beautiful bond you share. It ensures your cat actually feels like a true member of the family, not just some furry roommate. You are their protector and you're their best friend.
Taking the time to truly listen to what they aren't saying, well, that's the greatest gift you could ever give them. So the next time you walk through your front door, I want you to ask yourself, what is my cat really trying to tell me today? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and honestly, kudos to you for caring enough to look a little deeper into the mind of your cat.